The NBA had its chance to be reborn with Zion Williamson and John Morant, a literal gift from the basketball heavens to Adam Silver. But that chance was squandered in an era of shortcuts, narratives, and softness. Now the league's real salvation may lie in two killers, Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg. This is what I want to talk about today. How the NBA lost its edge and how it might have an opportunity to bring it back with these two young men.
Knicks Daily Edition.
KD community, welcome back. We didn't just wake up in a soft NBA. We watched it happen in real time. The team up era, where enemies became workout partners. The decision era, where free agency turned into TV drama. The flop era, where acting jobs replaced lockdown defense. The stat pad era, where chasing triple doubles became a career move. And the back away from Kobe in the All-Star Game era. The moment we all knew the DNA had changed. Then came the narrative control era, where players built their own media companies to rewrite their stories before the ink was dry. The I'm a brand era, the longevity over rings era, where surviving the league somehow mattered more than conquering it. The goalpost moved so far, it's somewhere in storage right now. And in that climate somehow, Paul George became someone's GOAT. Paul George. That's how much the NBA has fallen. But here's the thing. Adam Silver had a chance to flip the script. The basketball gods handed him not one but two can't-miss superstars. Names so loaded with symbolism from the Bible. You had Zion, Mount Zion, strength, promise, destiny. You had Jah, God, Savior, leader. Two young faces could have reignited the league's competitive fire. The ultimate answered prayer to kick off Silver's era. Zion Williamson was supposed to be a once-in-a-generation force. You had Karl Malone with the Karl Malone build and a Dominique Wilkins hops. You had John Morant. He was supposed to be the modern Allen Iverson. Fearless, flashy, relentless. A point guard who lived above the rim and played with a chip the size of Memphis. But destiny didn't care about hype. Zion's fight wasn't just with injuries. It was with discipline, portion control, conditioning, the aversion to pressure. Ja's fight wasn't just against defenders, it was acceptance. The need to be validated by the hood, to perform an image instead of protect a legacy. And maybe this wasn't random. Maybe it was the residual effect of the LeBron era, the shortcut era, the move the chessboard and call it checkmate era, where optics could stand in for achievement and enough people would believe you actually earned it. Zion and Ja weren't just individual failures. They were a symbol of an entire generation that came up absent. The drive, the discipline, the killer instinct that used to define greatness doesn't exist in the last era. This is why Coop and Wembanyama aren't just exciting prospects to me. They feel like the real prayer finally being answered. Wembanyama is built like the future, but wired like the 90s. He isn't here to collab. He doesn't want to make friends. He's training with monks. He's stretching with Kevin Garnett, absorbing the knowledge, getting the competition, readying himself for war. If his body holds, 3 championships minimum, and it won't stop there. Cooper Flagg, the boy is 18 years old, already looking seasoned pros dead in the eye like, you're in my way. Bird's cold-blooded wit, Duncan's discipline, Kobe's type of its obsession. No fear, no worship, just buckets and broken spirits. This league doesn't need more influencers and sneakers. It needs killers. It needs consequences. It needs a new standard that forces everyone else to wake up and ask themselves, how do I beat them? Not how do I join them? Wemby, Cooper. I'm asking you from the highest of highs. I am a Knicks fan, orange and blue through the veins. But somebody's got to change this for this generation. I would have thrown Brunson in there, but Brunson is considered part of the Tatum, Brown, that generation. The new ones coming in, Wembanyama is going to dominate this league if he stays healthy over the next 10 years. That's why the Knicks got to get it in the next 3. While he's getting his giraffe legs, his newborn baby legs under him. Because if he continues on that path, and if Coop does what he needs to do, then once our Knicks get one championship, I wouldn't mind cheering and rooting for them boys after our run is done. That's the type of energy I need from the younger players, not what we see now. It's blasphemy. Look, this is an example. It's blasphemous to me, since we're talking biblical, for Carmelo Anthony's son to say Paul George is his GOAT. What? I don't need to say anything more than that. I'm not look, even if you know your pops ain't the GOAT, you just said another man, and you didn't even say LeBron. You said Paul George, and he's not alone. There are a lot of players in this generation who consider, I'm not attacking Paul George, but I have to address this. Paul George is your GOAT. You know y'all don't do research. You know y'all wildin'. I'm done. Coop, Wembanyama, please save us. What say you? Keep this in mind. The same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there is no struggle, there's no progress. Also remember this, whether it's out there in the real world or here in these YouTube streets, here in Knicks Deli, everybody eats. I'm your boy Sheer, and I'm out. Peace.